Hey, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to do some brake lines. And I usually get mine in coils. This is a little bit left over, and should be all that I need to do this little job on a 2000 Chrysler Town & Country that I need to do. And the first thing I need to do is straighten it out. Once we get this straightened out, then I'll go through the process that I use to put inverted double flares on each end. Let's get over to the bench. And this is a tool that I found on Amazon, used to straighten coils of tubing. Looks like it's made by Tool Guy Republic. Part number is HT2250, and it handles 3/16 up to 3 diameter tubing. So this could also work for fuel lines, which when I get into the Skylark, yeah, I'll be using that for that. Basically, what you need to start to do is just kind of bend it out a little bit, get you just a little straight piece. And then from there, this is adjustable. So you can fit whatever size line you got, squeeze it on down there, and it adjusts itself. Unroll just a little bit of a straight piece, or at least relatively straight. And then you've got an adjusting screw down here. But basically you just need to push it through. And it'll straighten it out without kinking. And you see it's got a little bit of a droop, so basically we just go back through and adjust it out a little bit. And you just got to find the right tension that you want to give you a straight. And just work it back and forth, and it will get all your bumps, and you can even twist it a little bit just to make sure that you're getting a good straight piece out of it. And then what you end up with is a nice straight piece of tubing that you can then go through your measurements off of, if you've got enough of your old piece to actually take measurements off and make your bends. I usually like to do my flaring first on each end and then take care of my bends. It's way easier to do it that way for me. So let's go flare it. Okay, so the tool I use for flaring is made by the same people that I got the straightener from. Found both of these on Amazon, and I'll leave links in the description so you can find these. Part number to the flaring tool is HT1600, and it does do 45-degree single, double, and bubble flares. Flip it around here. And it comes with dies to do 3/16, 1/4 inch, 5/16, and 3/8 tubing. Let me get it set up. And it's real easy to set up. You've got the main body, which you just put into a vise. We've got our leverage handle, just pops in, and then for whatever size tubing that you've got, you just pick out the right size die. I'm doing the 3/16, so I need a 3/16 die. And these dies they've got two ends on them. One's completely flat, and then you've got your inverted double flare end. So depending on what type of flare you want, you gotta want to make sure that your right end, and there's a mating piece, but you want to make sure you got the right end facing in the right direction. The other end of the die has all your operations in order of what you need for the various sizes of tubing. As you can see, they're all different shapes and all that. This flat one is used to square up your tubing and the dies and get everything tightened down. First thing you want to do is put your nut on, because you don't want to do a flare and then find out that you forgot to put your nut. And set it all in there. Then lock it in. And I usually start with just getting that just enough to hold it in there to where you can still move everything. And let me get close up in here so you can see what's going on. Alright, so what we've got is we've got our tubing all the way in. And then with everything still relatively loose, you'll feel the tension on it. You pull the lever back, and that'll get everything squared up. And then you can tighten down, because it'll stay there. You see the tubing is right about where it needs it. Oh, I need a file. After you get your tubing cut, you'll want to, let this thing focus, you'll want to flatten out that little rounded end. And that's easily enough done with a file. You just want to get rid of that little burr that the cutting wheel uses, or however you cut it, whether it's tubing cutter, death wheel, whichever. You just want to make sure that that is flat to get the best type of flare. Then once you get her all locked in, just dial up the first operation. Let me show you what I got here. You see I got 3/16 operation 1. And then once I do that one, then I'll go to this yellow tabbed one for 3/16 operation 2. Let's do that. And you'll feel it when it stops. Don't go too much. Just go till it stops. And let it out. And go to the second operation. And go till it stops. It doesn't take very much. And then what you end up with, is a very nice and uniform double edge flare or double flare. And you just repeat that process for all the flares that you need to do on your line. And that's pretty much all there is to making your own brake lines, fuel lines, whatever kind of steel lines or copper lines that you want to put on your car. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you know of an easier way, or just in general, how you end up making all your brake lines and fuel lines, just leave comments in the description. Feel free to follow me on social media. All the links will be in the description. Links to the tools will also be in the description. And thanks for watching.